Welcome back. Welcome back, my friends, my beautiful subscribers. It's been a while. I know I've been out of the loop for a while, for about 4 months, and I'm back. I'm back to create some new content. I'm glad to be here with you guys again. I'm glad that you're viewing some new content from me. And so yeah, today, in today's video, we are going to explore the town in which I reside in Clearwater, Florida. And I remember I actually did my first two videos, which I actually meant for it to be just one whole video, but because I was using this camera for the first time, I didn't realize that I had stopped recording, so it ended up being the same video but split in two different ones. And during that time, I was actually just showing you guys around in the town of Clearwater. I don't always have a central theme to my videos. Sometimes I just wing it. I walk around, I explore, I see what there is to find, and if there's anything that is content worthy, then that's what I will go towards. And ooh, almost stepped into some droppings there. Thankfully I did not. But in today's video, there will be a central theme. It's a subject I've mentioned before, but it's not a subject in which I really went into detail about. I've explained some things about it, but it really wasn't like a central theme to the videos before again. But the central theme to this one is centered around an organization which is considered to be controversial to some and praised by others, and that is the Church of Scientology. Now, the Church of Scientology is actually not a religion by any traditional sense. It's not really centered around a particular divine being. It's not centered around any kind of a dogmatic type of entity or thing, God. But it's more a religion that was founded entirely just by man. You know, a what's the word for it? A non-theistic religion, I want to say the word is, because Scientology was founded by a man named L. Ron Hubbard. And basically, in his scripture, if that's what you want to call it, he believes that really Scientology is just something that is based around self-exploration, finding the finding the core spirituality in oneself, not only internally but externally as well. And it's really just more all about self-enlightenment. And here in Clearwater is actually the spiritual headquarters of Scientology. Scientology, I believe, was founded in the 1950s, but it made its footprint here in Clearwater in 1975. And now it is home to the spiritual headquarters. And this is where everyone comes, including your well-known celebrity Scientologists, such as Tom Cruise and John Travolta. This is where they all come to gather for Sunday service. And They come to hear the sermon, and they have their group audits and whatnot. And that's really the practice of Scientology, is through auditing. They audit others basically to confront their past traumas. And I guess once they have attained the once they've attained that ultimate spirituality, that's when they have become clear. Their minds have become clear. They want to reach that state of clearness, is what they call it. And man is believed to be something called a thetan, which is considered to be a immortal being, an immortal human being, basically. And L. Ron Hubbard had some very outlandish beliefs of how the world came to be. And we will also be touching on the topic of how they gained their foothold here in Clearwater. They actually basically own, I'm not sure if it's really the whole city, but they basically own pretty much all of downtown, almost all of downtown. I think there's only maybe a few buildings that are considered to be owned by city council or city government. And the rest of the properties have been acquired by the Church of Scientology. Oh, hey, sorry, brother. So, yeah, let's explore and see you later, alligator. So this building you're seeing right here is actually the new City Hall building of Clearwater, currently under construction, but it's nearing completion. This building will probably be entirely complete by fall of 2026. And it's actually supposed to be like a state-of-the-art type of building. Probably the most unique, newer building in downtown Clearwater. And it's actually right in front of the Clearwater police station right here. I live near pretty much everything here in downtown. I mean, I'm like right next to downtown, so I'm close to all of the amenities. Even the Pinellas Trail, which is a trail that goes all throughout Pinellas County, starting from St. Pete going all the way up to Tarpon Springs. So I'm pretty much close to everything here in downtown, and I couldn't really ask to live in a better area. So there it is right there, the Church of Scientology, a mammoth of a building. And I don't know if you can see off to the distance on top of the building, the 8-pointed cross, which the 8-pointed cross is actually a symbolism for these beliefs that the Scientologists practice or exercise, called the 8 Dianetics, or the 8 Dynamics, which is something I mentioned in my previous video. Basically, these are the fundamental urges towards survival, which these 8 areas of life would be, starting with first the self, the individual, and then sex, family, then group, being friends, then mankind, then life, referring to plants and animals, 6 would be the physical universe, 7 would be the spirit, and 8 would be the highest point, which is infinity, God. And this is when the individual has reached full enlightenment, when they reach that stage of life, being God, infinity. And this is basically this is their fundamental framework for understanding existence and attaining spiritual enlightenment. And you can see them walking around now in their typical uniforms. I can't guarantee that we will get one on camera for a short interview, but we'll see what I can do. And yeah, up close here is the Grand Church itself. That is the spiritual headquarters of Scientology right there in the heart of downtown Clearwater, right next to the bus terminal. Man, just look at how grand looking this building is. That is truly amazing. Wow. Yeah, they definitely don't build things like this anymore. Just the amount of detail that they put into it is truly remarkable. Oh, even got some homies hanging out here at the church. Wow, just look at this place. Now that building right there is actually the very first building that was acquisitioned by the Church of Scientology. This is the famous Fort Harrison Hotel. From the pictures I've seen, it actually looks much more grand on the inside. I would love to go in and check it out myself, but I know for sure that when they see me with this camera, they're immediately going to tell me to turn around and kick me out. And man, quite a lot of loud music rolling through on the streets here in downtown today. But yeah, I've already seen quite a few members of Scientology walking around. I'm kind of just feeling things out, you know. I want to see if maybe there might be that one who will feel inclined to give me a little short interview, give me some background on the church itself. So yeah, let's just keep walking around, and we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can find that is content worthy. All right, so now we are on Cleveland Street here in downtown Clearwater, and that building right there that you see right here is also a part of the Church of Scientology. I remember seeing this building on a different video, different travel vlogger, and he tried going into this building himself, but they immediately told him to turn around because they said cameras are not permitted. You must leave. So obviously I'm not going to try to attempt to go in there with the camera, but all around us you see, like, these buildings here are also properties that were acquisitioned by the church. And can I cross? Okay. So yeah, a lot of these properties were also acquisitioned by the church. These are properties that still currently sit vacant. They have sat vacant for many years now. And even though the church has acquired them, they still have no concrete central plan on what they want done with the properties themselves. So currently they still sit vacant, nothing being done with them. You see some fairly new businesses here though. this restaurant across the street here, I think these two restaurants, they've been here for a minute, for quite a long time. And yeah, when it's not tourist season, downtown Clearwater is really a ghost town. It is just empty, nothing going on. And there's been some conflict ever since Scientology's inception here in the city. There's been some conflict between the church and between the city council and local residents, because a lot of the properties that have been acquisitioned by the Church of Scientology were, a lot of them were done through LLCs, limited liability companies. So a lot of the purchases that they've made, a lot of the land grabs they have made, were actually done in secret, under anonymity, if I'm saying that right. And there's also the city council and local residents. They want to go through with their projects of revitalizing the city and also bringing some new revenue in, by creating new restaurants, new parks. There's this large amphitheater actually over here. That was the building of the amphitheater was completed, I want to say, about 3 or 4 years ago. And it looks like they have more projects coming up, actually. And yeah, so hello. There's constant legal court battles between the church and the city council on what properties can be purchased and for what intents and purposes those properties will be used for. And here we are at Coachman Park, Baycare Sound. You can see that they have some new projects coming up already in fall of 2027. So yeah, there's going to be some changes coming here to downtown Clearwater. And here's the kind of drawn up proposals. Something called the Ballad Hotel that's coming up. I can see that currently there's a little bit of activity around here right now. And I am seeing this Ferris wheel right here for the first time. That looks really cool. I love a Ferris wheel with neon lights. That is awesome. And that you can see over there is the famous Clearwater Memorial Bridge. The bridge that connects the city of Clearwater to Clearwater Beach. Which Clearwater Beach is, as the opposite of the town of Clearwater, is always full of tourists during spring break, during the tourist season. But who knows what the future of Clearwater holds? For there's always constant clashing of swords between the Church of Scientology and the city council. But I definitely would love to see a brighter future for this town. I would love to see more revenue coming in, more tourism coming in, because that is what helps a city to thrive. And this building right in front of me, actually right here, the Valor Capitol, so from what I heard, the first two top floors up here is actually where Tom Cruise resides. This is his building. The top 2 floors at least. The rest of it's not exactly sure what it's used for. I'm not sure if they are actually like if they're actually residencies, like some kind of apartments, or I'm not really sure what they are. But yeah, let's continue exploring. Yeah. So this street right here that I am on right now is Osceola. Is that what this is called? Osceola? Yeah, Osceola Avenue, I think it says. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure. I knew this was Osceola. I just wasn't sure if it was street or avenue or whatever. But yeah, this is Osceola Avenue that we're on. And this building you see over here is the public library, which is a very outstanding library. I've been in there many times to read books and do some research. Yeah, actually, by the way, earlier I was when I was passing by the church itself, I was actually asking some members of the church permission if I could just do a quick little video, quick little run through, and maybe give their thoughts and some background on their church, and they immediately declined and said no. Yeah, and they said no camera too. That's what they specifically said to me, no camera. So yeah, already I've been having a hard time trying to get any of them on camera to talk to me, because they're very secretive. They don't really want to reveal too much about their life with the church, or even their personal lives. So I'm still trying what I can at the moment. But yeah, like I said, it's not a guarantee that I'm going to get any of them on camera. That's already pretty evident. So yeah, let's it's getting late, but we'll see if there's anything else that we can find. Let's go. Now, these line of buildings that you see on North Fort Harrison are also buildings that are owned by the Church of Scientology. I want to say that these buildings are basically just the individual class buildings for the ones who are immersed and are actual employees of the Church of Scientology. And so from what I've researched, the actual members of the church, so the Church of Scientology, from what I understand, is a non-profit organization, and the members of the church are not really what you would call employees, but more like they work towards their religious commitments. Everything they do is just for the purpose of the religion, and they actually get paid only $50 a week, but with room and board. And that is the most dreadful pay I've heard of here in the United States. I mean, that is well under minimum wage. And but they have these members who are actually not employees of the church, but they are outside. I guess you can say that they are outside members. They're called field staff members, and they get paid commission between 10 to 15% typically, just for recruiting new members for the church by spreading their services through books and that, and among other things. And I think there's always like a how should I say, there's always like a hierarchy between actual members within the church. It varies greatly on the position that they're in within the church, on how much they get paid. Because yeah, there is a lot of them that make only $50 an hour, but depending on what position they're in, they can actually get paid more than that. I'm not sure exactly how much more, but that is the extent of the research that I've done so far. And yeah, all these buildings that you see here belong to the church. Basically, the church has created a buffer zone here in downtown Clearwater. Basically, everything that the city council or the local residents want, they don't want here in the downtown core. They created a buffer zone here to basically keep out all of the things that that the Scientologists are opposed to. They don't want any of the tourist revenue or anything like that coming here. They basically want to build this Scientology utopia where it's basically this long-term strategy that they've always had to build plazas and auditoriums and things like that, specifically just for the church itself. But like I said, there's been clashing of swords between the members of the church and the city council. So will these things ever come to fruition? That I don't know. We will see what the future holds in regards to that. But yeah, I'm currently still trying to find a member of the church who might talk to me. And if I don't find one here soon, I think I'm just going to wrap up the video. So yeah, let's just keep on looking. Man, there's a lot of traffic here tonight. You know, the weird thing that I notice too, right, is that when I'm about to cross paths with the member of the church, they always seem to deflect. You know, they go in a completely different direction when they see an outsider coming their way. it's like the eeriest freaking thing. You know, it's pretty obvious how far their secrecy goes. And yeah, I even tried asking someone else who is a member of the church, but it's him and his wife, I think, but they're currently inactive members of the church, from what they told me. But even they declined to have an interview. So yeah, my luck on this is really not going well so far. And yeah, I just thought I would bring that up to you guys, that yeah, anytime you're about to cross paths with them, they go in a completely different direction when they see you. Like, they just want to avoid you altogether. Man, this is definitely a secret organization, man. They are very secretive. Yeah, as much as I want to get an interview for you guys, it just doesn't seem to be going my way at all. But I hope that I have given you some sufficient information, that I have educated you to some extent on the history of the church and how the church operates. And it's definitely something that I want to dive deeper into the future. I don't know if I necessarily want to try to infiltrate the church itself, but I definitely want to get more in-depth information on how the church itself works, how it operates. But on that note, I believe that I'm going to end the video here, and we'll see if we can come back out here sometime and try again. See what we can find out, if we can find out more here later. So yeah, love you guys as always. Glad to be here with you again, and peace out. Take care.